The heart chakra, or Anahata Chakra, is located just in between the shoulder blades. There are some signs and some symptoms that we may feel within ourselves if the heart chakra is beginning to open. I'm going to go through those today, and perhaps how we might see if it's blocked and what we might be doing to actually encourage that blockage to continue, or what we can do to perhaps begin to clear that blockage. These are all signs of a Kundalini awakening and what's sort of happening when the Kundalini rises to the heart. Let's leave it there. If you're interested in this, watch this video. When we lose awareness within ourselves, or we act out of insecurity perhaps, or we shoot somebody down, or we perhaps aren't our best selves in situations, we can in essence close our hearts. Now, for somebody that comes from a very analytical, mathematical, scientific mind, that might sound a bit odd, a bit airy-fairy, but I don't mean closing our hearts off to the light and love of the world. No, I just mean really practically our solar plexus, I think that's what it's called, this energy center here. If we go into it, we can feel it. It's throbbing in there. I don't literally mean our heart, but our heart space. There's an energetic pulse that's throbbing through this area. It is a real place. And when I say when we lack awareness and shoot people down and perhaps go a little bit unconscious with the way that we're speaking, we can close our hearts if we act aggressively towards somebody, or we act aggressively towards ourselves and we start doing damage this way. We will create an energetic imbalance in this solar plexus area. One of the signs, one of the symptoms that this is actually happening is that you will get in between your shoulder blades like a burning sensation, like a painful inner bleeding, if that makes sense. It will if you're going through it. You'll resonate with what I'm saying, right in between your shoulder blades. And this pain is kind of a sign that your heart is opening, because we all, you know, as humans, we're quite ignorant as we grow up, and we do tend to close our hearts because we're not necessarily the kindest to ourselves, we're not the kindest to other people, we don't really give each other much of a break, we don't give ourselves much of a break. So we do tend to close our hearts as we go through our perhaps adolescence, and then as we wake up a little bit, we become more conscious and more kind, more loving to other people, because we know that it's needed, and also we know that we're all one and we should be treating each other with the respect that we wish to be treated with. And as we do this, our hearts do begin to open more, as we become more heart-centered, more kind, more loving people. And because of that, it is a sign that our heart is beginning to wake up as we feel this burn in between our shoulder blades of our back, because it's a sign that essentially, after you've had a Kundalini awakening, or even if your Kundalini has awoken within you to some degree and you aren't quite conscious that you've really had a full-blown Kundalini awakening, but of course this is in everybody, so you may well get this anyway. What I feel is happening is the Kundalini is nudging up against blockages. We spoke about the last video, the nadis, Ida and Pingala nadi and the Sushumna nadi, being these three main energy channels that our energy, or our prana, is passed through the human system and through the chakra system. And what I believe is, as the Kundalini travels up the Sushumna nadi, or essentially our spine, when it hits a blockage, an energetic blockage, for example, say I've just been cruel to somebody, or I've just been cruel to myself and I've just shot myself down and said, Jamie, you're not good enough, you're never going to achieve the life that you want. Or, you weren't very nice to that person there, you should have done better. And it is in these moments that we almost create an energetic block in the heart center there, behind our back. And as the Kundalini nudges up against those energetic blocks, it creates that physical pain. Which is why I said in the last video that these things not necessarily are physical because we won't see them on an x-ray, but they are physical. You will feel the result of them. It's this inside out approach that we take in the yogic sciences that really is key to these chakra alignments and key to the human health in general. We just overlook it because we don't, at the moment, what we can't physically see or physically take out of the body, we don't believe is true. But trust me. And don't trust me. Prove it to yourself. You'll know if you're waking up and the Kundalini has risen to the heart chakra. You will be feeling pain in between your shoulder blades. Another sign perhaps that, and this one's quite an obvious one, is that actually your heart feels like it's opening. I don't mean physically, but the energetic centre that is in here, the energy that's throbbing in this area, will begin to lighten and just fuzz and buzz and vibrate in a blissful, loving way. If this is perhaps the best way that I can describe it, it will do that from time to time. As your heart's opening, as you put your attention into this, as you put more attention into being a more heart-centred, more kind and loving person, this energy will wake up within you. Now, I don't know whether that's because the Kundalini has hit this point or whether it's something deeper spiritually. I don't know. But it's definitely a sign that your heart chakra or your Anahata Chakra is opening. We have a Bija Mantra as well in yoga that we use to open the heart center. So perhaps if you're wanting to meditate upon some terms or you want to know some terminology that will help open this heart chakra, the Bija Mantra is Yum. So it's really the vibration and the feeling of that word that connects to this center. Yum, yum, yum. And as you do it in your body, you will essentially feel the vibration in that area. So I know that Yum is a Sanskrit word, but the reason that Sanskrit is such a cool language is because it's a feeling language. It creates vibrations in your body that you tangibly feel. Like English, we just hear it, though it does vibrate through our body. It doesn't really have a set impact because it's not directed that way. Whereas Sanskrit language, Yum, is directed to vibrate in that specific way, in that specific tone, at a certain frequency within the body. So if you wish to open your heart chakra, there you go, that's for you. I'm just speaking absolutely from my heart. The truth, my truth now. Another sign that your heart chakra is beginning to open might be, actually let me take this opportunity really quickly to, it's down below, we have a guided meditation that you're more than welcome to use should you want. You have to sign up, but it is totally free. You can have that, and it will essentially stoke up an inner awareness within you that you can come back to during the day. I mean, if you do this meditation enough, you'll begin to stoke up enough of this so that this inner blissful awareness that you created within you stays for longer and longer periods throughout the day. And this, I mean, for itself, it just feels amazing. And this is really, this energy is what we want to create within us. We want to keep stoking up this loving energy within us if we want our heart chakra to open. If it's already opening and you're displaying some of these signs, like the in between your shoulder blades beginning to hurt, or the feeling that your heart's opening, then that's excellent, and this meditation will essentially begin to help continue the progression that you've made. Another sign that's just popped into my head just then, actually I've lost it again, I hope it pops back in. Yes, tears. You'll cry a lot for no reason. My teacher said to me one day, he said, "Oh yeah, expect the pain in the back of your shoulders," and I resonated with that because it was quite painful. I didn't know, in between shoulder blades, I didn't know what was going on at the time. He said, "Expect that," and then he said, "Well, it's all right to cry as well," and I thought, I'm not crying, I'm a bloke, I'm not going to cry, what are you talking about? But life seems to have a bit of a sense of humour, and as soon as you say you're not going to do something, life tends to make you do it. It's like a surefire way to make sure that you do something, is by saying that I'm never going to do that, I'd never do that, and getting a tight grip around it. You will, you'll cry. It's a sign, for no reason, perhaps a bubble of bliss bubbles up in your body and you'll just tear out, or even perhaps, you know, you're just crying for no reason. It's a chemical release. It's a chemical release of limiting beliefs that you have about yourself that are allowing, as we drop these limiting beliefs away, for more of an easy passage for this Kundalini to rise up through your heart, past your heart and into your throat chakra, Anahata Chakra. Anyway, that'll do. There's some signs. They're the telltale ones. They are definitely, if these things are happening for you, you are definitely, well, I can never say for definite because I don't know you, and I don't know your journey, but you will know. There'll be an intuitive knowing as to whether this is right for you, this knowledge that I'm passing on, or whether it's not right for you. And all is well anyway, you don't have to believe what I'm saying. But that was my experience. That'll do. Of course, down below there's a free community for awakening individuals, should you wish to connect with other people on there, should you wish to share your story a little bit, because essentially I never got that opportunity when I was waking up. I had a Kundalini awakening that blew me apart and I couldn't find my identity again, and I was trying to piece back together who I was, and I had nobody that I could share this with because people just think you're going crazy because you don't really know what's happened to you yourself. You're in this blissful state, but you can't connect back up to society, shall we say. We can't really jump back into the old you, and whilst you might put a brave face up to the rest of the world, you know deep down that you don't fit in anymore because something's happened to you. And it's difficult then for us to be able to share that with partners, friends, because they don't get it. They don't understand because it's not their experience. There's no judgment there. Maybe they'll understand it in the future, but for now they don't, and that's why I've created this community, for you to talk, raise your concerns should you wish, connect with other people that are actually going through the same process. Should you wish that, that's free, that's down below, and it will always be free. That's my promise to you. And of course, please comment, please like, please subscribe. It does help. I'll just be honest, it helps the algorithm on YouTube, and that's great for me. It boosts my confidence and it lets me know that you are resonating with what I'm talking about, and perhaps maybe tell me what else you would like me to talk about, bar Kundalini, bar, Dark Night of the Soul, or spiritual awakening, or chakras, or whatever it is you want me to go into. Let me know, because I'm pretty open. So cool, let's leave it there and have a really good evening.